Yesterday, a client came to me and told me that her dog is awake all night long and not letting her sleep. She then asked me, should I give him half of a Benadryl to make him sleep? Now, my answer might surprise you because I actually said yes, but that doesn't mean that that's the answer all the time. The treatment always depends on the why. We want to know why the dog is doing that behavior before we just start throwing medications on him. With that specific client and that specific patient, I have a very long relationship for years. So I actually knew already what's the diagnosis of the dog. I knew that the dog is healthy, at least physically healthy, to get a Benadryl. Benadryl is an antihistamine that sometimes, not always, sometimes might cause some sedation and help dogs and people sleep. And I basically knew everything I need to know about this patient. But is Benadryl or any medication the right solution for your dog if your dog is not sleeping at night? Well, no, not always. So you probably want to know what the reasons are for your dog being awake at night and maybe sleeping more during the day, and what the treatment should be. The first reason is pain or discomfort. Many times you see those dogs that are just in so much pain or discomfort because of different reasons, joint issues, metabolic conditions, so many things, even dental issues. And because of that pain and because of that discomfort, they're just not able to fall asleep, at least not to a deep sleep. And when you're not asleep, you try to find something else that you can do. And many times that means even waking up your owners. Many times during the day, they will eventually fall asleep because they're just exhausted. They didn't sleep all night. And that's why the first thing to do whenever you have a dog that's been awake in the night but sleeping during the day or not sleeping anytime is to go to your veterinarian. They will probably do some blood work, including a CBC, a chemistry panel, maybe T4 levels, that's thyroid levels, a urinalysis, and sometimes even x-rays or an ultrasound. Depending on the results, they might try different things like Benadryl or even some anti-inflammatory medications to reduce the pain and inflammation if they are suspecting joint issues, for example. But that's not the only reason. Another very common reason is actually something called cognitive dysfunction syndrome. And I made a video about that here, but I'm also going to link down below, so don't skip this video yet. Cognitive dysfunction syndrome is kind of like Alzheimer's disease in people. It is a progressive condition, so we can't really do that much to completely stop it, but there are things we can do to slow it down or to treat them. For example, to treat that wakefulness during the night. For this condition, there is actually a specific medication called selegiline, which is FDA approved to treat this condition, but sometimes it might not be enough and they might need other medications, including even Xanax. Now, don't go and give your dog your own Xanax, even if he is keeping you up, because there are different doses and because technically if there are issues like kidney, liver issues and stuff like that, you definitely don't want to medicate your dog and accidentally cause more harm than good. Another big reason for your dog to not be able to sleep at night is attention-seeking behavior. Many dogs just get used to having a different schedule than we do because of things that we might accidentally do. Now, they learn that every time they bark or every time they come to you in the middle of the night and might actually act like they need to go out or something like that, then you will do it, because who wants their dog to defecate or urinate all over the floor? And then the dog learns that, oh, this is how I get them to give me some attention in the middle of the night. Let's continue doing it. And then you take your dog out and he's happy, he's playing, and he might not actually urinate, defecate, might not do anything. Now, I'm not saying ignore your dog when your dog is trying to get your attention, but this is when you might want to get the advice of a professional, of a veterinary behaviorist or of a good word-based trainer to try and see what to do or how to do things right to kind of like prevent and decrease this attention-seeking behavior. And the final reason is the fact Dogs have very sensitive hearing, a very sensitive sense of smell, and they might actually detect things outside that we don't. How do you know that this is the reason? Well, sadly, it's always kind of hard to tell which is which. Sometimes using things like cameras in the house can help you see what your dog was doing before he started doing that behavior. Now, do you have friends with dogs that keep them up at night? If you do, share this video with them. If you don't, lucky you. Oh, and before I forget, how do you call something that has 5 toes and is not your foot? Well, my foot. Like and subscribe if you like this joke, and comment down below if you don't like this joke. But if you don't like it, you need to write a better one that I can use next time. And in the meanwhile, check out this video about cognitive dysfunction syndrome in dogs.